Hello designers, I'm Ashk. Today I'm here to talk about Textreme 2, or how I got a whole lot of people excited about a simple text editor and made them throw money at it. I'll talk about these things in this order. What is Textreme 2? Why did we make it? Was it successful? What did we learn? And some extra stuff. So to start with, what is Textreme 2? For context, this is the text editor in question. It lacks most of the features something like Google Docs would have and can only output plain text files. So then, why would anyone use it? Well, made sure that every single action you can take in it is satisfying on every level. When you type, every letter pops into existence with a bouncy animation and crisp sound. When you paste text, it drops into a file from the sky. And a sentence causes an explosion. Making a new line makes a distinct sound, and deleting your mistakes makes them fly off the screen in a spectacular fashion. UI buttons are also juiced up to 11, and so are the sliders and toggles. You know that thing when you press Ctrl S 2 or 3 times in a row just to make sure that your work is really definitely saved? Make sure that never happens by making this happen. By the way, this little guide will also hit save occasionally if you have autosave enabled. And to top it all off, we also decided why the hell not. Let's also add some fancy text effects like you see in some RPG dialogues that can be used as highlighters in your text files. And also a small list of symbols you can use to spice up your writing with things like diagrams, emoticons, and whatever you want. So, why did we make it? This took our team of 3 the better portion of last summer, so you might wonder why would we commit to something like that. Well, once upon a time, in summer of 2018, I just sat there and thought, what if typing wasn't so lame? So I got to work and made a very simple thing that spawns sparks into a cursor and shake the screen a bit and played a sound effect that was definitely stolen from Nuclear Throne. And I'm gonna be honest, it sucked. But people seem to like it, so I thought, if people like something that sucks, how much would they enjoy something that didn't suck? So me and my programmer friends started improving and adding onto it until it had cool stuff happening when you deleted things, pasted text, ran well on most computers, had syntax highlighting and a rhythm mode. During the next 3 years, random big people on Twitter would sometimes find it, shout it out, and drive a huge amount of traffic onto my page. And this would cause me and my friend to panic, push out a new feature because, there are a lot of people waiting for something, and we kind of abandoned the tool a while ago. And that would in turn cause more people to shout us out, driving more people to our page, and the cycle repeats. And all this time, one thing kept bugging me. In my opinion, the editor was not good. People liked it for some reason, but I couldn't bring myself to like it. So I decided to just build a new and better one from the ground up with the things that I learned from the past 3 years of work and learning. And this time, me and 2 of my friends got to work on the project full-time because we already knew that something like that would have an audience. So, was it successful? Well, the first Textreme was free to download and got some donations, and the second one cost $3. And it did make a lot more money than the first one. Here are some stats I calculated in Excel. I also tried to extrapolate the state of the future installments in the series, but results were inconclusive. Jokes aside, the return on the amount of work the 3 of us put into it was absurdly low, and if you compare its popularity to the first one, things get a whole lot more depressing. I'm pretty sure that the amount of views is this low because unlike the first one, it did not go viral on Twitter or got any shoutouts. And the click-through rate is lower because HAO shows a scary $3 sign next to its name. We're currently in the process of putting Textreme 2 on Steam, and I really hope it's gonna get a lot more love on there. So, what did we learn? Well, novelty. It's great. People crave novelty. Your thing doesn't have to be good as long as it's nothing like what they've seen in their lives before, they'll love it. Our thing was basically a text editor that had some juice in it, and that was novel, and people liked it, despite it being pretty mundane and useless. Also, having good hook in your animated HAO cover will get people to click on it a lot more often. It's good to develop your thing with shareable GIFs in mind because they'll really help drive traffic onto your page from other platforms. It'll make it really easy for people who are excited about it to share how awesome it is with their friends. One more thing about novelty that I noticed is that it only seems to drive clicks, not purchases. People want to know what they're getting into by giving you their money, so make sure they understand what you're selling on your game page. I also learned a lot about marketing. You need to put yourself out there and actually hype people out about your creation long before it's released. Posting progress updates on Twitter and just releasing the game on HAO will get you nowhere. Just throwing it out there will still leave it some chance for success, but it will mostly be luck based. So don't leave your entire game's success up to luck. Textreme 1 got lucky, Textreme 2 did not. People say that if you make it, they will come, and that is not true. People do not come for things that they do not know they want. If you want some actual good advice from people who know what they're talking about, watch these GDC Talks by Chris Sikowski. Especially if you're an indie person who thinks, oh, marketing is not for me, I'm not gonna like sell out and try to shove my game down people's throats. No, it's just about making people aware that you actually exist and that your thing is something they might want. And lastly, juice. People like things that feel good. Who knew? Our game was basically just a text editor with nothing special about it. It just had a lot of juice and people loved it for it. Add juice to all of your games. It's the cheapest way to make something lame feel good and something good feel extraordinary. Use screen shake, animations, nonlinear interpolation, anything and everything is good. And also there are plenty of tutorials out there on how to do this. I won't go into details, but you can find a lot of this stuff online. And now a bit of an afterword. If you like what you saw in this presentation and would like to play Textreme 2 for yourself, it's on sale for $3 and might be on Steam very soon, so you can check it out. Also, you can follow me and my teammates on Twitter. I also really recommend you to check out those GDC Talks because they will really change your opinion on things, especially if you're a stubborn indie person who doesn't want to sell out. And now for the questions.